Greetings and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Alive. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
How goes it tonight, producer Todd?
All goes well. How you doing?
I'm doing quite well. Very excited for Welcome to the Grindhouse, March 8th. We're coming up close. Yeah, you can get your tickets now at gardinacinema.com. You, of course, won't want to miss that epic main event between Michael Kruger and Dmitry Alexandrov. And we're excited to present the first ever Slovakian death match for the Grindhouse Championship, inspired by Eli Roth's Hostel series. So you can only imagine what these two crazy mofos are going to do to each other in the Slovakian death match. Dmitry Alexandrov's first match in California. That's insane. And I know these two are going to go hard.
That's a welcome to the West Coast right there.
I was going to say, like, your first time in the California area, and you've got a just like Slovakian death match, you know. I mean, he's going to go to Disney World. He's going to look like
Land.
Disneyland. Yes, my bad. Wrong coast. He's going to go to Disneyland. He's going to, hit up In and Out, and he's just going to look like he just got off the cross pretty much by the end of that. So yes, if you see a very bloodied up Russian fellow, just say hi and have some sympathy, because Slovakian deathmatch, it's not pleasant. So on that note, though, let's get into our double feature for the evening and kick things off with Apocalypse Bigfoot from director Matt Jaissle. And in Apocalypse Bigfoot, a deadly Bigfoot embarks on a terrifying rampage through a quiet, snow-covered community, leaving destruction in its wake. As panic spreads, the sheriff, a man haunted by dark secrets from his past, must summon all his courage and confront not only the monstrous creature, but also his own inner demons. All right, so Apocalypse Bigfoot. If you are unfamiliar with director Matt Jaissle, well, you should become familiar with them, because he directed a movie back in 1997 called The Necro Files, which is about as batshit and crazy as it gets. Necro Files, it was actually one of the, not the first, but one of the first Visual Vengeance releases, and I know highly recommended probably by everybody here. And that first one especially was just so crazy. He also did Back from Hell in 93. So he's been around for a while, old school director, and this is kind of one of those throwback movies, maybe a theme for this particular show, because we have two veteran directors, and it doesn't really feel like a modern B movie. In fact, it almost felt like a good double feature with Frostbiter, The Wrath of Wendigo, a popular Troma title that I know we're both fond of.
Yep.
It's tight running time at about 70 minutes on the nose. It was shot in Michigan. Rather than going the CG route, this was a $40 monkey suit that the director bought on eBay. And you know what? It shows, but at the same time, I'm like, that's cool. Okay, guy in a suit. I miss that. We don't get it as often as I think we would like, and it's disguised enough and looks okay for the most part. If I were to sell this movie, I would say it does have an homage to Night of the Demon, arguably my favorite Bigfoot movie, with the dick rip. It's kind of like an old school kind of crazy, very low budget. I mean, if I were to sell it on one thing, it's that, yes, in fact, Sasquatch has a car battery hooked up to its balls to be tortured by the sheriff. That scene kind of sells this movie. Yeah, it's very it doesn't feel like a newbie movie, and I know that's a good thing for a lot of people. What did you think of this one, Todd? I kind of I don't want to oversell it, but I thought it was a nice throwback and worthy to the Sasquatch cinema canon. What'd you think?
No, I agree with you, and I think Frostbiter is a good comparison. While I do think Frostbiter is a better film overall, I that is my preference, but I am a trauma guy, very obviously, did it known. But yeah, this is a good time. I think it is a good throwback, and I think if you're good with the costume over the CG, which I am, I think you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, yeah, and there's some funny dialogue too, like where the hunters are just talking about if bears can essay you, comparing a bear's dick to ET's finger. Like there's funny. It's not maybe quite as wild as Frostbiter, but that was like my immediate thought was like, okay, two wintry Bigfoot movies. I kind of suspect that this took longer to film perhaps than they were expecting, because there's a coma angle that I feel was like just to compensate for the weather change. I could be wrong on that. I'm just kind of guessing. But yeah,
but you might be right.
it's a fun B movie. Some decent gore. It doesn't overstay its welcome, which is so very important with these movies. 70 minutes with credits, and it works. I was pleasantly surprised with this one. A good throwback to the man in a suit monster flicks of old. And acting kind of varies. Mixture of some pros and some like family members, but it all blends pretty well for this, and it's a good time. So what do you rate this one, Todd?
Yeah, off enjoyment, I'm gonna give it a 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 3 too. I think it's one of the better Sasquatch movies I've seen recently. There's quite a few. Sasquatch still is still getting out there, and at least he's not in Amityville this time. It's just Sasquatch out in the wintry woods doing what he does best. Some people will complain because it is kind of not a traditional looking Sasquatch, but
Yeah.
I'm okay.
My thing is, if you can get over that, I think you'll have a good time.
I think you will too. I absolutely think you will. So, all right, Apocalypse Bigfoot. Now moving on to our next review of the evening, and we'll get into it because there's a pseudonym on this director, but from producer director Max Raven, who is better known as Bret McCormick. We have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Shark. And in this film, after losing his wife, the deranged and reclusive Dr. Henry Jekyll descends into a nightmare of grief and obsession until he takes sharkopine, an untested drug that warps his body into a bloodthirsty man shark. Now driven by madness and love from beyond the grave, Jekyll prowls the streets hunting anyone who threatens his twisted relationship with his long dead bride. Should have just had Jaws meets Necromantic on the cover to sell this one. So yeah, another director that has been around for a long time at this point. And Bret McCormick also kind of has a relationship with Wild Eye / Visual Vengeance, because of course he directed Replicator, which that one we reviewed a while back if you want to check out our review. And he's also known for working on stuff like Biotech Warrior and Time Tracers. He also of course did The Abomination, which also we have a review on the channel for, among several other fun B movies. Children of Dracula, been active since the late 80s. And all right, so I know this was a passion project. He always wanted to adapt Robert Louis Stevenson's The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and obviously throwing a modern B movie twist on this one. Happy to report that Bret Piper does the special effects. Another guy, been around a long time, been keeping the tradition of stop motion effects alive in a lot of his movies, whether he directs or just does the effects. This one benefits. It's got a very strong lead in Randy Clower, who's appeared in his films in the past as Dr. Henry Jekyll. And once again, does not feel as much as you'd expect looking at this cover, quite like a modern B movie. And that's a good thing. These guys are kind of old school and try and bring that in as much as they can. This does have a group member, Natasha Malone, who plays young Lenore. I'm saying it wrong. She is of the Daughters of Evil horror rock group. So it's cool seeing her pop up here. And there's some familiar faces from his past movies. I like this one as well. Similar to the last in that it does not overstay its welcome. It knows what it is, and it kind of gets in and out in roughly about 70 minutes as well. There's tiny bit of nudity in this one. There's some necrophilia, always welcome in these movies. I watched it on Valentine's Day because why not? Necrophilia shark movie, why not? It does kind of have that. As ridiculous as the premise is, it still kind of has that old school Vincent Price Chiller Theater kind of vibe to it, which is nice. What did you think of this one, Todd?
It's different. I did have fun with it. I just had a hard time with it because I have a hand puppy, Mr. Shark, that I play with the kid loves that. So It's like, so I was like, oh, this is funny. I mean, I told him about it and I showed him the picture of what he looks like. I just thought it was fun. I mean, it's it's not going to make my year-end reviews, but I had a good time with it overall.
Yeah, there's some solid, some good music in here. Some nice, practical effects, when Mr. Shark eats somebody's face. Contrasted to some other movies we've reviewed just recently. It's like sometimes even if it's not the best effect in the world, just give me some practical blood and guts. Like it makes all the difference in the world. I did. I enjoyed this. I think it could have used a bigger finale. It's kind of goes out with a little bit of a whimper, which I would have liked something a bit more. But overall, this one's fun. It's enjoyable. If you're okay with the lower budget and still kind of want that old school Saturday night matinee feel, I thought they did a decent job. I'd say out of the two, Apocalypse Bigfoot is kind of the winner.
That's definitely my favorite of the two.
Yeah, but you can feel the effort with this. I think these two directors really do still try. Unlike some other recent
I don't know who you're talking about at all, Dan. What do you rate this one? I'm curious where you're gonna
land. I'll be generous and still give this one a 3. Although I do think Apocalypse Bigfoot.
That's where I'm getting my thing. It's like I do think the other one's better, so I'm gonna go. It's right in the middle for me, 2.5.
There you go. Maybe a little more skin, maybe just a little more gore. It's just could have used just a little bit more. But overall, it's still a solid low budget B movie. So There you go, guys. Short but sweet. Once again, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. That all starts at just $1, and we got a lot of exclusive uncensored stuff on there, early looks at things and what have you. And also, once again, gardinacinema.com. Get your tickets for Welcome to the Grindhouse, live professional wrestling from Flesh Wound Grindhouse, of course, Crimson Crown Wrestling, and just all your favorites from the deathmatch world and California wrestling in general. And also, you get to check out Die Delta Pi from our friend of the show, Sean Donahue, and Gator Blade Films up on the big screen.
Yeah,
and
cool.
Yeah. So on that note, guys, good night, and we will see you back here soon. Later.
Money's on the dresser.